Hello, my friends, and welcome to the Simple Sober Life. I am Joshua. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you're getting value out of these videos. If you are, make sure to subscribe and give me a big old thumbs up. So today's Wednesday. I just spent another 12 hours at work, and I gotta tell you, this morning I was dragging. Oh, I was so tired. It was cold outside. I bundled up in a hoodie and headed off to work, but I woke up at 3 in the morning and, I had to use the restroom, and then I debated for over an hour. I'm like, should I even try going back to bed? And I really wish I would have at least tried, because I don't have to leave until 5:30. And so I spent 2.5 hours, drinking a pot of coffee, listening to or catching up on the Elvis Duran replay show, and smoking cigarettes. And that's all I did all morning. Now, I definitely could and should have used that time to, I could have written, a little bit more in my book. I could have, I always kind of meditate. I kind of process and think about life and, obviously I'm taking breaths because I'm smoking cigarettes, but, there was just a lot more productive things that I could have been doing rather than just smoking and drinking coffee. And then by about 10 o'clock, I was ready for a nap. This afternoon, I had to get, a soda and a couple of candy bars, just give me kind of a sugary boost. I know that's not the best way to do it, but it was either that or an energy drink. And I haven't been able to drink an energy drink since I stopped putting vodka in it. So, so I'm not going to be doing that. But it was a really slow day, unfortunately. I hate just standing around having nothing to do, especially when I'm there for so long. I had one project to work on that took a couple of hours, and then I was finished for the rest of the day. So I pretty much had 4 hours. And all last week I was kind of organizing things and cleaning up and things like that. So I didn't really have any of that to do. So I'm like, ugh. But anyway, enough about that. What I'd like to talk about today and what I've been thinking about is, how I made that kind of, what did I call it? I think it was like a roadmap to purpose or something like that. And it had the different categories on it with finance and health and relationships and, all those different categories. I'd like to revisit that. And I'd like to get your opinion on this. And please comment down below. If I prioritize that list and kind of focus on one thing at a time rather than everything all at once, am I quitting? Am I failing? Within the last hour of work, I was kind of going back and forth on it. I'm like, if I focus my energy on one thing at a time, am I failing? Now, it doesn't mean I can't do the other things here and there and whatnot, but if I really focus my attention on one thing, am I kind of failing at the others? I don't know. I'd love to hear your opinion on that. Comment below. Let me know what you think. But I'm going to get out that board again. I actually took it off the wall when my parents came because I was a little embarrassed about it. I didn't want to have to explain or anything like that, even though I think my dad watches these videos. I'm not exactly sure. He might watch one here or there. I don't know. We didn't really talk about it. But I'd like to get out that chart, and I'd like to just go through, see what I've been doing and what I would like to make a priority, and see if I can't focus on that, because, and I knew this was going to happen. I do this all the time. I try and do so many different things at one time that I, in my opinion, kind of fail at all of them, because I'm trying to devote all of my energy to everything. Now, with the videos and the blog posts and the social media and the marketing and things like that, that is definitely going to be remaining, and writing the book, because I enjoy that. And when I come home, you know, we can watch some Netflix or whatever. The family and I just started Once Upon a Time, and we're like sucked in. So we can have that on the TV, and I can work on, you know, one of those different elements for a couple hours during the evening, which is great. Especially since I'm going to bed so early. Like, I'm in bed by 10 o'clock latest, which is probably why I'm getting up so early. I guess my body doesn't need as much sleep. So that might have something to do with it. But I don't want to go to bed later, just in case I'm able to sleep in until, you know, 4 or 4:30, which would be nice, you know, a solid 6.5 hours over. Well, you know, I guess I kind of do usually get about 6 hours. So if I would go to bed at 9, which isn't going to happen, say not between 9:30 and 10, and wake up at 4:30, it'd still put me at about 6 hours, maybe a little over. So I guess I'm getting the sleep that I'm needing. But anyway, I'm rambling on. Yes, I would like to break out that chart, see where I'm at, and you know, see if I can't prioritize one specific category or one specific action. You know, I tried to do the Couch to 5K, and then with this job, I just kind of blew that off. I thought about want to quit smoking, and I've kind of blew that off. And eating, I just kind of eat whatever I can shove in my mouth. So I'm not really doing anything with any of those. So let's take a look at it, see where I'm at, and see if I can't prioritize. I'll see you in a bit. So I came out here, I slammed a couple of pieces of pizza. I don't know if you can see it, but there is a deer right, let me get my thumb or my finger there, standing in the background, standing in the backyard. It's just kind of eyeballing me right now. Now remember how I walked outside? Oh my goodness, there's one right there. It's coming up to the fence. Oh my gosh. Holy cow. Wow. That's so awesome. Just kind of chilling in the backyard. Whoa. Whoa, cool. See if I can get closer to this one. Now remember, I don't want to get beaten up. Just kind of walking up. It's probably, oh, and there it goes. Didn't want to get too close to me. All right, my friends, here I am in front of the, I guess, board to fulfillment is what I called it. Board to fulfillment. And if you watch that video, I'll post a link down to it if you want to watch it again. So these are the 4 categories that I had chosen to kind of focus on to kind of lead towards a more fulfilling life. Well, I have to tell you, I've definitely made progress. I feel so much more fulfilled than I did. And that's awesome. And I want to keep that momentum going. But I feel like I'm spreading myself way too thin, trying to focus on all these different elements and not really devoting my attention to just a handful. And so everything's kind of getting lost in the mix. So I have my job front, and this might appear backwards. I'm sorry if it does. I'll have to look at it during editing, but on camera right now it looks backwards, but so you'll have to follow along with me if you want to. So I have job, money, relationships, and health. So the job, I've got sending out resumes for an hour a day. So right now I have a job that is giving me the opportunity to move forward, and it's paying my bills. So I am going to scratch that for now. Now, in a couple of months, when more opportunity opens up, when I get a car and can look a little further outside of the area, I'll put that back up there, and we'll start working more on that. And not to mention, I'm kind of doing these videos and the blog posts and everything to try and kind of build a brand for myself, so that maybe I can go into some sort of personal development or life coaching, or something that helps people. I'm toying with that idea. I had sent out resumes for the Peace Corps and things like that, and I definitely want to live overseas at some point, working overseas. But if I can do that and own my own business, I think that would be pretty cool. So money, I've got savings account, saving 10% weekly. Right now, while that should always be a goal, I'm going to scratch that. And the reason for that is because getting a car is my absolute next top priority for the income that I'm generating. That has to be number one, so that I can take the next step into getting something more aligned with my talents and my creative passion. I have Etsy. That's gone. I haven't focused on it enough to actually get it up and moving. I've posted, a bunch of photos, and I was able to do some creative things with Photoshop with it, which was fun when I had the time. But I just don't have the time right now, and it's not something that's a priority to me. Videos. I definitely want to keep doing videos. I love doing them. I enjoy doing them. I hope you're getting value and maybe some entertainment once in a while out of them. So I'm definitely going to keep that on the grid. Consulting, we're going to put that on the back burner for now, unless something like magical opens up. I don't foresee that happening right this minute, but possibly in the future. Now, paying off debts. I have to pay my fines to get my driver's license back, and I've made progress with that. I've paid half of my fine for my driver's license, and I've taken that course. So I just have to pay the other fine, and then I'll have my driver's license back. And then I have the probation thing, so I'll start chipping away at that. Monthly bills, obviously, that can't go away. That's what it is. Credit card debt, gone. I've never really cared about credit card debt leading up to this point. I've even actually thought about filing for bankruptcy just to wipe it out and get a clean slate. I know it's on your record for 7 years, but you can still get a car, you can still get, an apartment and things like that. So I'm not really worried about that. People. Now I do owe a lot of people money, and there are certain people that are higher on the priority list than others. So I'm going to pay those high priority people what I can now. And then once I get further caught up, then I'll be able to hit up the other people I owe money to. So I'm going to go ahead and cross that off, with the understanding that the top priority people will still be reimbursed. And I say top priority not as a respect thing, but just as a financial thing. There's some people who can hold off for a bit more so than others. And so the ones that I owe immediate repayment to will get that. And student loans. I've gotten on a program where I only have to pay $5 a month, and that will take care of those credit dings that I have from defaulted student loans. And $5 a month, I can do that. So we'll continue with that. Over here, I have relationships, and I put AA, church, and meetups. So AA, the closest one is an hour away. There's 4 meetings a day, and I think the last one is at 6. With my job, there's no way that I can do that. So that's out. Now, in substitution to that, I have joined a couple of AA groups on Facebook, and I'm mildly active in there. You know, I pop in once in a while. I'll post something or I'll comment on someone else's post, and so there's a little bit of community there, but it's not the interpersonal relationship that I'm really looking for. So once I get into a better financial situation and decide where my life is taking me, then I'll check out the AA groups in that area and things like that. Church, I go to church on a on a regular basis. So I enjoy going to church for the social aspect of it, for the spiritual aspect of it. So I will definitely keep that up there. And meetups, I'm going to go ahead and give a big old X to. I just don't have the time right now. And the meetups that and to be completely honest, I haven't even looked into it. And so obviously that's not a priority. Health. Now, my top priority in health is losing some of this weight. Now, I know that when I get home, I'm pretty much exhausted, and waking up in the morning, I could do it, but I'm not making that a priority. And so I think my food intake is going to have to be the priority that I focus on. You know, today I got a soda and a couple of candy bars. I need to kind of X that out for now. Taking more salads to work, and really being mindful of the carb and sugar intake. So meditation in the morning, I wake up early enough, I can do that. And I actually enjoy just taking a deep breath, closing my eyes, and just kind of relaxing. And I do that periodically throughout the day. So I'll go ahead and keep that. The half-hour workout, I'm gonna have to X out for now. And I think a lot of that is that I can't get to a gym. You know, the one gym in the area close to work is a big old tin can, and there's no way I'm spending $30 a month to go there. When I was going to the gym, I really enjoyed it. And so I want to make sure that I invest that time and money into a place that I'm going to enjoy going to. And working out at home, I've never been successful at that. And I think it's because I enjoy going to the gym, because then I get to see other people and kind of get motivated, and people in different levels and different phases of their health journey. So it kind of gives me motivation and inspiration. So going to the gym, and it gets me out of the house. It gets me out of work. It's a place to go. And so I much prefer going to the gym. Breakfast. Breakfast is going to have to start becoming more of a priority. Something small I can take with me, like that frittata that I made. Salads for lunch, or anything lower carb that Katie might make for dinner the night before, I can take with me. Now, tonight there was a big old pizza sitting on the counter, and so of course I slammed down 3 pieces of pizza just to put something in my body so that I could shoot this video, take a shower, get my lunch ready for tomorrow, edit this video, and work on something else. Just a quick down the throat. Limit sugar, we talked about. Being more conscious of that. It's not going to be perfect, but that is something that I need to put at the priority list. I mentioned that I had a soda. I'm not a big soda person. Never have been. I'll have one once in a while, but here recently I've been drinking more, and I don't like it kind of, the acidity of it kind of upsets my stomach, and then I feel like I have a film on my teeth, and so I'm kind of sucking my teeth for like an hour afterwards trying to get that sugar off. I don't really enjoy it. The taste is meh. And it just all it's for is just kind of give me a little jolt in the afternoon. And the workplace does not have a coffee pot. Well, that I know of. The managers might have one hidden in the back, but whatever. I don't know if that's true or not. So limit sugar. Well, we're definitely going to do that. And smoking. I'm going back and forth on this. With me, it's either I do it or I don't. And I just don't know. It needs to be a priority. I want to make it a priority. So maybe I should just go for it. And it's not that it takes more time. It's just I would need to find other things to do to fill the time that I was using to smoke. So we'll keep that on there. I won't highlight it or anything, but we'll keep it on there. All right, so that's it. I have eliminated a bunch of stuff that I was wanting and trying to do all at once. So I kind of compressed everything down. I consolidated everything down. Not worried about the job. I have one. Money, paying off those debts, getting that car. That's where my focus needs to be. Now, although I'm not putting money in a savings account, what I have done is I have signed up for Acorns, which is a cool little app that allows you to round up all of your debit charges to the next dollar, and then that change goes into an account for a retirement fund. And so I don't have to think about it. Every time I swipe my card, it just rounds up to the next dollar, and all that goes into an account. I've also signed up for Robinhood, and I take, like $20, $25 every paycheck, and I've been investing in some stocks. I've always wanted to learn how the stock market worked. I have a very, very fundamental knowledge on how to pick stocks and how to watch it and when to buy and when to sell and things like that. So I'm fortunate that I do have that knowledge, and it's fun. This past week it's been terrible because all of my stocks kind of crashed, but that's okay because I know I think I've chosen some pretty decent ones, and they're very inexpensive ones. I'm not playing with hundreds of dollars here. We're talking dollars. But it's fun to watch it go up and down, and I'll continue to do that. So that's something else I'm doing on the savings end of it. Going to church, with the relationships, I guess that's not really a priority right now. I've been talking to a couple of people online, but nothing has, it's nothing. And then health, meditating, focusing a little more on meditating, and focusing a little more on the food that I put in my body. So that's that. That kind of makes me feel a little better. Having done this, I don't feel like I failed in these other categories because I'm still focusing on, at least one thing from most of the categories. And I'm not so stressed out about trying to do each thing. So that helps. And so I can take that focus and have better results with the minimum amount that I have put that I'm prioritizing. All right, I have to go hop in the shower. I have to get my lunch ready for tomorrow. And then I've got to edit this video. So, busy night. It's probably almost 7:30 or so. So I got to get that going and get ready for tomorrow. It's another day. It's Thursday. The light is almost there at the end of the tunnel. So deep breath in. All right, my friends. I hope you got value out of this. If you did, make sure to give me a big old thumbs up. Also subscribe. I would love your comments. Let me know, how do you, what key, let's see here, what do I want to ask? What key factors are you focusing on in your life? Comment down below. I'd love to hear what you have to say. Take care, my friends. Bye.